I mean, what you're deciding on, I'm assuming it's based on severity, but on like whether it's micro only or slurry seal, I mean, how is that?
The mill and fill, the reason for North High Street, it is on brick. The asphalt's only 1.5 to 2.5 inches thick. So the double chip with the micros just doesn't work there, because when we mill, most likely we'll peel all the asphalt up. So on North Court Street, we're looking at full asphalt back, because we've got a solid base. We've got a very good base below that. The 1-inch mill with the double chip and micro, those are streets that have curb and gutter. So we've got to mill it down to get, so when we put it back, it is even with the curb and gutter. And these are streets that are bad, that if we do 1.5 to 2-inch mill, one, it costs more money. Secondly is our reflective cracking would be back up through within one to 2 years. This we feel we look at what we did last year, it all looks very good. We think we're going to be able to kick the can down the road and get more streets touched this way, and then eventually we need to start rebuilding a lot of these streets. The double chip and micro are streets that do not have curb and gutters. It's just strictly a overlay. The micro only was Kimberly. That was actually last year's project. When we did the cul-de-sac portion of the bulb, we had so much rain that collapsed. I mean, just absolutely collapsed. So what we had to do, we went in and dug all the asphalt out, put big stone in there, rebuilt the base, put our base in there, and we put a 301, a base material in. Because the lateness in the year, we didn't get a microsurface like it. So that's what we're trying to do this year. The next three, the spot repairs, crack seals, and slurry seals, those are all preventive maintenance things. The spot repairs are areas that are bad potholes that the only way to fix them is to dig them out. The crack seal, you'll look at, most of these streets are in pretty decent shape that we're crack sealing. What we're doing is by crack sealing this year and then slurry sealing next year, like the 5 streets that are on the slurry seal list, we'll be crack sealing them in May. So this will follow. What we're doing is by crack sealing is seals the cracks bigger than 1/8 inch, and then the slurry comes through and fills all the small cracks. What that does is helps keep the water from penetrating, which helps prevent potholes, plus extends the life of the pavement. By doing preventive maintenance on streets that are in pretty good shape, that means instead of have to pave them again in 5 to 10 years, hopefully it'll be 10 to 15 years, or maybe in 5 years we can crack seal and slurry seal again and even push them out farther. So we're trying to do some preventive maintenance on streets.
On the streets that have alleys, is there any, I can't remember, is any like apron work involved in that, or is this truly like asphalt only?
It depends on the apron. If the apron's bad, really bad, we do go back to the sidewalk. We do some. It really depends on we look at each alley individually.
Separately.
Yeah.
And then just my last question was on the spot repairs. Is that specifically potholes? Is that kind of like
pretty much, yeah. Or old utility patches that have sunk. And
how does that dollar amount compare to what you actually did this year?
Our contract for 2018 was $49,000 and some dollars.
Okay.
So we tried it. The reason we do the 50, we pick the 50. We go out and do requests for quotations. We don't have to go through the bid and the bonding and all that stuff. So we do that to try to extend our dollars.
And just last question I have, I know, so assuming that obviously there are no additional changes to the budget, what would make this list change?
Well, bidding. You'll see there's some things there that are highlighted. We've done a cost estimate. We're pretty decent on our cost estimates. Most of our costs usually come in below estimate, but not always. I'll give you an example. In December, we bid Sperry. It came in about 7% higher than our estimate. We can still award it as long as it's less than 10. But if you see here, we're right at we've got 56,000 in crack seal is our estimate. We hope it comes in under 50, because if you look, we've got $1 million in our budget. So if the crack seal doesn't come in under 50, then we've got to do some cutting so we get down to how much money we got.
And you're saying the highlighted is what would get cut?
Those are the ones, those would be the first ones that we look at cutting. Not saying, it really depends on how it comes in.
Sure. But that's what would get cut if it doesn't cut.
Those would be the first ones that we would look at.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
Mr. Crawford?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Sherman, there's no date on this. Is this 19 or 20?
This is 20, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I tried to,
Make sure because
yeah, this is 20.
we had that discussion.
This is 19, I'm sorry. This is 19. I've been working on 19 and 20 together. I just dropped the 19 ones.
But Lewis Avenue was on here. We had that discussion in February with the gentleman, and we told him it's on 2020.
Right. The reason it came up, Sherwood was the one that was ahead of it. Okay. We found out since then, Sherwood, Columbia Gas is going to be working on it. So what we did, we moved the Cray up and moved Sherwood back.
So this is 2019?
This is for 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, we always try to, we look at what's out there. We talk to Columbia Gas, we try to look at, you'll see, for instance, down on our water line work, there's Franklin, Spring Hollow South, Park Place, and Plaza. Those are all streets that need to be paved. They're all, especially Spring Hollow South, is really in bad shape, and so is Park Place. But we need to fix the water line, so those will be our some of our number ones in 2020.
Just to confirm what you just said, Sherwood is off of here and McRae is on.
Yes, yes.
I think the micro seal looks pretty good. Your litter, I mean, there was a lot of complaints about it initially, but it looks pretty good.
Should people still expect there to be all the loose gravel?
On the double chips, they will be, because that's you'll get 2 coats of gravel first on those. So, and what we're trying to put together a better flyer to explain that to the property owner, to all the
Well, I
rest.
think there needs to be better communication with roadside signs.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. That's our next thing we'll be working on. And then if you go down, you have the various water lines. Cedar Heights is the OPWC, where Woodland, we've been just getting design done all winter. Woodland does not have sanitary and sewer running up the hill. They got service laterals and water lines. So it's a mess, so that's why that's on there. Sanitary, Cedar Heights and Woodland. We're going to try to line a little bit of Meadow Drive just to see and get some cost analysis on it. And storm, again, will be Cedar Heights, Woodland, and Montclair. We've got to get the storm fixed on Montclair before we can pave it. So that would kick Montclair into being paved next year. 2020. That's our goals. And that's how we're trying to lay it.
Cedar Heights, do you think that's going to need to be mill and fill?
That's going to be completely rebuilt. Yeah, it's actually in our OPWC money. There's what's not on here. There's $100,000 if you look at the budget for OPWC projects, and that will go towards Cedar Heights. That's in addition to the $1 million we have on $1 million we have on the tree program.
That's not Whole Street.
Pardon?
That's not Whole Street.
No, it's from Edgewood to Mulberry, I think it is. We can only get about $250,000 a year from OPWC, so that'll be a 3-year project, maybe 4. So we're going to do it in chunks. They wouldn't finance it for the entire project, and that street alone to be rebuilt would pretty well shoot our entire budget.